you made the resolution to eat healthier this year and need some culinary inspiration? Today, you're in luck. Laurie Buckle, the editor-in-chief at Fine Cooking Magazine, is back with a recipe that will have you thinking of salads a little bit differently. Laurie, thank you so much for being here, and welcome back.
Thank you for having me. This is great.
Today we're talking about grains, something I really didn't know too much about until
I'm glad to hear you say that, because that really does give us a chance, I think, to explain to everybody out there how many wonderful grains there are on the grocery store shelf, and introduce them to this sort of new way of cooking with a special ingredient. Okay. This has been an exploration for us at the magazine too. We learned so much. This is we're going to start talking by sort of a little bit about what's out there and what people can do with what there is.
Okay.
And then we're going to make a salad with one of the grains that I think people may be most familiar with this one, but we'll come back to that one in a minute. So we have the 5 that we brought with us. These are the ones that we're going to say, wow, if you're going to try grains, if you really want to discover something new, if you want to kind of bring a healthier way of eating into your cooking, maybe you're eating meatless occasionally, maybe you're a vegetarian, grains are a great way to do that. They're incredibly versatile. They go with a lot of other flavors, you know, sweet and savory, and they're filling. So lots to recommend them. This one is actually called teff. It is the world's smallest grain, if you can believe that.
Yes, and, I can believe that.
It has a wonderful kind of nutty flavor to it. It's often ground into a flour. This is what the whole grain looks like, so you can tell it's very, very small. Okay. But as a flour, it's also a gluten-free option for people. This one is called farro, which is very popular in Italian cooking. They even make a risotto-like dish with farro that's just delicious. And this one has a wonderful sort of nutty quality to it also. This one I love. This is actually millet. Until just recently, millet, the only way Americans used millet was in birdseed, if you can believe that.
That's how
and then we learned that, wow, this is actually a great dish. In the magazine and the issue that we have out now, we make a polenta with it, a creamy polenta, and it's just fabulous. This one is called amaranth, which is another really ancient grain. You can see the little tiny black seeds in it. And it, too, has this wonderful kind of grassy, almost citrusy-like quality to it, and can be made into a flour, which you'll often see it that way, which makes it gluten-free as well. And this is quinoa. This is actually red quinoa. It comes in a variety of colors. You can see kind of a yellow tan one. This one happens to be this wonderful sort of burgundy color. Okay. And I think this one might be the most familiar to people. It felt to me sort of like the first one that came out into grocery stores, I don't know, a few years back. You often hear people pronounce it quinoa, because that's what it looks like on the package.
Not correct.
It's Quinoa, but it's actually quinoa.
Okay.
And you can think of it like rice. You can kind of think of all of these.
So you have to
like
prepare
rice.
these grains. You have to cook them.
You do.
Okay.
Yes, the same way you would rice. If you're using any of the flours, then you can use them in baking. We actually make a crust with the teff flour in one of our recipes in the magazine too. But we're going to make, the way you would make a rice salad, we're going to use quinoa that way.
All right.
So just to get us started here, we've kind of done the pre-cooking on this. It's very simple. It's just the way you would cook rice with water, about 15 minutes, a little bit of draining, and then you set it aside to, it gets a little bit fluffy after about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can kind of see, sort of see
oatmeal,
the difference here in terms of where it was. Yes, absolutely. You can sort of see the different texture.
Are there health benefits with all of these grains?
Oh my gosh, they are nutrition powerhouses, fiber and iron and protein. They're almost a complete nutritional package in one, which is really another benefit to, new year, new you. Eat healthy kind of thing. All right, so after we've steamed the quinoa, simultaneously we have been caramelizing some red onions.
Which has made the entire studio smell delicious.
I know, it always works that way, doesn't it? And a little bit of balsamic vinegar in here, and then we've let these cool as well, so you can kind of see. We've already got beautiful colors and textures and flavors going on here. And this salad is so simple. This is a great kind of mix and dump. We were laughing about this earlier, the best kinds of salads. So I think we're going to go ahead and get started. You can
just go ahead with that by putting this right in the bottom?
Put the quinoa right into the bowl.
Do we want all of it in there?
Put it all in there, yeah. This is a salad for a crowd.
Great.
We're going to add the caramelized red onions. This is slivered arugula, which is kind of that nice fresh salad quality.
I want to ask you, how did you get the arugula like that? How's that? Keep going?
Oh, it's actually pretty simple. You just lay it out on the cutting board and slice it. You can also roll them up into little balls and cut them with scissors, which is what I sometimes do.
Because you're used to seeing the leaves most of the time.
Exactly. So this is sliced quinoa. This is diced fennel, which is a wonderful kind of licorice flavor. Okay. We use a little bit of a tart apple, almost like a Waldorf salad. I don't know if you remember Waldorf salads from the 60s and 50s, but they had fruit and nuts in them as well. They're still good, aren't they? Right. So this is a tart. I think this is a Fuji, either that or a Pink Lady apple. We have dried cranberries, some chopped walnuts, Gouda cheese, because there's got to be some cheese in here, and sliced celery. So
Okay.
we can just go ahead and start adding.
So put the onions in first.
Onions, yeah.
How long did it take to make the onions
You know,
caramelized?
not long. They take about 15 minutes all in all.
Okay.
But, you know, they start to get good and caramelized about 8 to 10 minutes in.
Got it. And you added a little balsamic with it.
A little balsamic. You add that
right,
at the
I'm
last
mixing
minute
this
and kind
in.
of cook it down until it gets syrupy just at the end there.
All right. We have about a minute left. So
Absolutely. And this is the arugula.
we'll keep mixing, right?
Keep going.
All
It really
right.
is just a toss. And you can keep adding. And I'm going to just basically finish up the dressing here. Super simple.
raisins
Make
in.
your own dressing. Remember, don't buy the one in the bottle. It's so much better for you, and it tastes better when you make it yourself. This is as simple as 3 tablespoons of sherry vinegar and 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And salt and pepper, obviously.
That is easy.
Yes, we're mixing all this up.
So this is a low-calorie, healthy lunch.
Low calorie, about 330 calories per serving. How good for you is that?
And it's going to keep
Celery.
you full.
It did. I actually had it for dinner last night.
Oh. Great. All right. We'll mix
Really
this
great
up.
vegetarian option.
Then you pour the dressing right on there.
And you're good to go.
Oh, that's terrific.
And we get to try it. I'm going to grab some plates.
You know what, Laurie? Can you stay around with us? We're going to check in, and after we finish
bet.
the rest of the show, we'll have Jocelyn in here and taste the salad.
Absolutely.
It smells
We'll all
delicious.
come back and eat, doesn't it?
All right,
Those
don't go
onions, I
anywhere.
think.
Now you can find this recipe in the February-March issue of Fine Cooking Magazine, or just come to WTNH.com and click on Connecticut Style. Now stay with us. We're going to learn more about mentoring.